when you think of an entertainment career, the ups and the downs that you've experienced are unlike, I mean, there's very few other stories that exist that are as similar to like I heard you on, I think it was Pete Holmes' podcast saying something like rags to riches type of thing.
Yeah.
This massive, but it's not just like rags, like middle class, blah, blah, blah. And then riches, like, oh, I made a few $100,000. It's like the extreme and then the extreme and then everything in between that happened. It's like you're experiencing the biggest highs of life by selling out stadiums and having specials on HBO and stuff. And then during that same time, you lose your mom and your dad in the same year to cancer. All this stuff happens with your manager and all this thing, money stolen, all this other stuff that happens. And then you're kind of forced to go back and tour and sell stadiums and then get back on top. And then
it tore me down, but it also, I wouldn't have been able to say this at the time, but it also was like, it was like one of those movies where it's like the whole village runs to protect themselves from whatever's coming, and then you're the only person that comes back up out of the soil. And you go like, okay, now I have to take everything I learned and I have to do it all over again, but this time without anybody's participation. Or I need to find other people and go like, hi, I'm building a new life, a new town. And I didn't realize until some years later how, oh man, I say this the right way, because it's like I love my mom and dad and I miss them every day. And what they gave me and instilled in me is beyond words. But once they were gone, it was like, I even felt from them, the challenge here, honey, is showing everybody you didn't need anything or anybody, that you're capable of being a contributing member of your community, but also as a person who wants to still reap the benefits of hard work. And so after some years and, going through some pretty hardcore lows, you know, like driving to a gig and just being like, I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know what gig I'm at. I don't know where I'm at. Where am I? Like, not just today, I forgot, like every day, like I'm on tour. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and to reiterate, drug-free and alcohol-free.
Yeah, just depressed.
Which is like the opposite of how most people deal with that situation.
Right. I was feeling everything all the time. Yeah. And I'm a ruminator. I love creatively thinking. And yet, if I have negative thoughts, I'm very good. The storytelling when I'm in a negative mindset is like...
You can follow that path too deep.
I followed it. I followed it all the way. I actually decided to follow it. I was like, follow this path. Let me, things have been taken away from me. I hit an 8-year run of success that felt like it wasn't just like, okay, this is the moment where I settle. It felt like I went off the edge and just fucking boom.
Yeah. Well, calling it success doesn't explain it. Like the success
it didn't feel like success at that point.
Insane.
Yeah, it all felt like just very in the moment of like, okay, but it made me go like, who am I really? Yeah. Based on these things that have happened to me, what kind of person do I want to be? I'm an empathetic person. I'm more sensitive than I even let on. I'm a lonely person. I need to, from where I live to who I'm surrounded with, like. I have people that are abandoner. It was always leading me to like, I'm protected because I end up by myself. And then realizing like, oh no, I'm prepared for something completely different. Like who I was in 2005 to who I was in 2015 was just like a metamorphosis, and the only way I would have gotten there is by being like destroyed, and I hope people can understand this, like, because it's hardcore to talk about it, but it was very funny. Like that kind of depression and that kind of like grieving and to be like I'm a very sad rich person. Like
everybody feels bad for me.
Emotionally I'm busted up, but like I'm doing well. Why am I sad?
Well, like that, when you're talking to the girl with the arms crossed, you said something about like, I'm going to be really upset when I sit back in my garage and rest my head against my Lamborghini
and just cry. But it was in that moment being like, oh, but I'm obviously like those things didn't matter as much to me as, what I went through, especially with my mom and dad more than anything else. It was like, it it prepared me for what has now become, I would say in the last, especially like 8 years, the happiest I've been personally and professionally. So I do try to, like, when I see people going through it, like the undertow, bad, give them a hug. You know, I'm always here for you.
Yeah.
I mean that. It's quite literal. I'm here for you. If you need me, I don't care what time it is you call. And then the third thing from that is just like, this is making you who you are. Your character is coming from this moment right here.
Yeah.
Doesn't come from success. Success gives you nothing but accoutrements. It gives you a big house. It gives you a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Makes no difference until you have breakdown moments or when someone's in need, and who are you to that person? It's the only place that you become. And if you don't have those moments, and I've seen some people that have like had like almost too much success,
Yeah.
then you almost become, those people almost become so out of touch that they don't know how to be there for somebody else. So for all those reasons, I miss my parents, but I'm thankful I went through everything I went through kind of all at once.
Yeah.
Because nothing will ever be that hard again.
I was going to say that
I'm prepared for anything.
life ripped the Band-Aid.
I'm here for
sure.
you. Trust me. If you call me, you go, dude, I'm going through it. I'm like, I know. Let's breathe together. 8 seconds, tongue on the roof of the mouth, and we go through the whole fucking thing, and we sit in a certain way, and we fucking and we take the breath, and we look around, and we go, we're grateful. We got hands, toes, fingers. We get it, and then you go. Now here's the best part. Like, what is your purpose? What do you want to fucking get into?
Yeah.
And then there's a only opportunity from where we're sitting now. There's only opportunity.